Tell me which cryptos can 100x. Look, I'm gonna share you some hidden gems right here in industries I do believe have some massive upside potential. But hitting a 100x isn't just that simple. In fact, it's one of the hardest things to do in this industry. So the first industry is going to be DePIN, which a lot of you might actually know about because this is going to be one of the leading tokens in that industry, which is Render, which right now is sitting at about $4.49 and is up 400% in just the last year. Now, of course, guys, you're not going to get the 100x's out of projects that are at a $1.6 billion market cap already. If I were to draw that out on a chart, it would look something like this. With Bitcoin, you're maybe looking for a 1 to a 3x. It has the least amount of risk on the chart. Your blue chips like Chainlink or Polygon Matic, those have the potential to 5x, but they're going to be more risky than Bitcoin. So I'd put their risk level at 1 out of 4. Your large caps, these are going to be your top 30, top 50 projects. They have the potential to do 5 to 10x's. They're going to have more risk though than the blue chips in Bitcoin. Your mid caps, these are projects that are really in the top 300. They have the potential to do 10 to 50x's, but they're going to be a risk level of 3 out of 4. And your low caps, which have the most opportunity, the highest potential to hit a 100x, they are going to be your riskiest assets, risk level 4 out of 4. Risk management is key if you want to be able to ever hit a 100x token. And this is why you need a strategy. This I call the 50-25 VC strategy. 50% of my portfolio is going to be in Bitcoin and those blue chips, which in my opinion are Ethereum, Link, and Matic. When you look at the chart, that means 50% of my portfolio at all times is going to be in the lower risk range because I want to store that value. The next 25% of my portfolio is going to be in mid caps, going from about Ocean to FET. Now, this isn't all my tokens, but these are tokens I do hold. So there's your disclosure there. But when you look at that, that means the mid caps, guys. That's also going to include some larger caps. But those are the products that have the potential to do a 5 to 10x. All right. So we're going to increase now to a 2 risk level. Then the last part of the portfolio, which I call my venture capitalist strategy, is going to be low caps. These are under probably 100, 200 million in market cap. They go all the way down to just a few million market cap. Those are where I'm looking to see 50 to 100x returns. I've even seen a lot in decentralized science, which I'll just show you in a second. But those low caps have the highest amount of risk. And if you don't know what the risk means, it means these low caps have a higher chance of going to zero. And a lot of these probably will. If they don't, obviously I'll make a lot of money, but ultimately a lot of risk means the higher chance at losing that reward. So losing your money. Now, the two categories I think that are going to absolutely pop off is going to be, once again, DePIN. That's decentralized physical infrastructure. I don't just invest into a crypto, I invest into emerging industries. So this would be a category of crypto that I'm just dollar cost averaging into. So let's say at $1,000. If I wanted to hit that 100x potentially, what I would do is I would divvy that up between probably 4 or 5 projects. So about $200 I would put into one of the larger projects, something like Render. Maybe I would choose another project like Arweave. Then I would use my trick and I'd go over to the 24-hour volume and click on it and find the products that the most active in that industry. So that could be RLC, that could be Storj. One that I think is a really large competitor to Render is going to be Clore.ai. But I would diversify into multiple cryptos as I just showed you. Now, the industry I think that has the most upside potential, because it's still emerging, is going to be decentralized science, DeSci. However, once again, realize that those are going to be low cap gems and they have the highest amount of risk. Research Coin is probably the least risky, invited out as well, even though they are still massively low market caps, and that's because they are backed by Coinbase Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase. But the bottom line is I believe CZ, the CEO or the ex-CEO of Binance, is going to launch his own project. I already have sources that have told me they've contacted him. He tweeted out something about biotech. But ultimately, I expect him to come out and raise a few $100 million. And since that entire industry and that category in crypto is under $100 million, I expect to see a lot of those cryptos do 20, 30, 40, or even 50x's. In fact, I've already seen multiple of them, because I've been in this for a while, do 20, 30, 40x's. So once again, in summary, it's not as simple as giving you this coin is going to be that next 100x. And if you're watching a creator tell you that a token is going to be that next 100x, yeah, I might make clickbait videos on that. You guys always know I give you explanations based off of it. But the reality is that creator isn't being honest with you. Being honest would be saying that is what a retailer would think, right? What is the next 100x? I'm gonna go put all my money into that one token. While the VCs, the ones who actually make the most amount of money, I've almost started my own VC. I've had multiple offers to join VCs. They are thinking, okay, that crypto is performing well, well, I'm gonna go not only grab that crypto, I'm gonna go diversify and accumulate multiple within that category. Now, if you wanna know what cryptos I hold, make sure you go give me a follow over on Twitter. As not only do I give thousands of dollars away every single month, but I let you guys know when I'm taking profits, when I'm dollar cost averaging, when I'm buying things, and I'm constantly retweeting my favorite projects and their updates. I also drop links to our secret free group chat where we talk about all of our favorite altcoins almost every single day.